Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now it's my pleasure to introduce a few of our success stories of graduates, of course, who excelled in their studies and career to accomplish their goals. I would like to call Tayyiba Al-Shadidi, Zain Al-Tamimi, and Maysar Naim. I would also like to invite Mr. Hussam Shkara to join the students and run the panel. Thank you.
So now we down to one of the most important segments in our program, I believe, is what I call the success stories. And I hope everyone is interested in looking into this segment, but just want to say a few words around what are those success stories and why we celebrate our young and talented people here. I watched last night the 2025, the Australian of the Year Awards, which showcases people who are doing incredible things for society. Whether it's in science, activism, the arts, or community service. Here are the award winners from the Australian award winners of the year, 2025. The 2025 Australian of the Year was is Neil Daniher. He's an ex-AFL footballer. He formed an M&D community to raise funds for medical research to fight motor neuron diseases. I think our medical doctors here, they know about this particular issue or this disease. There's only 10% people survive. This person is remarkable, really, and if you watch the interview with Neil Daniher, you can't stop but crying. The second award winner was the Dr. Katrina Rook, Young Australian of the Year, innovation of replacement to washing detergent, which affecting Aboriginal communities create health issues. The third award was the Senior Australian of the Year, Brother Thomas Oliver, who is the co-founder Wheelchairs for Kids, manufacturing wheelchairs and sent to poor countries. And the fourth winner was the Local Heroes of the Year, Vanessa Brettel and Hannah Costello, owners of the social enterprise in Canberra, Cafe Stepping Stone, and their mission was to train women from migrant and refugee backgrounds to upskill and prepare to enter the workforce. I learned some inspiring words from these two ladies, who was Hannah, and she said, like, if you want to be the change you want to see in the world, you be the change you want to see in the world. So I see here 3 award winners, ticking all categories. Well, perhaps not the senior category yet. I see Dr. Zain Al-Tamimi. He's a Bachelor of Medicine Honours. Ms. Tayyiba Al-Shadidi, Bachelor of Pre-Medicine, Science and Health, and Doctor of Optometry, postgrad student. And I see Mr. Maysar Naim, who is a Bachelor of Engineering Honours, Software Engineering. Let me start with introducing or speaking to Dr. Zain. Would like to listen to some of his experience studying medicine in Newcastle, I believe. Kofsaba. Yes. Just want to see, hear some of your experience and your challenges that you faced during your studies, and once you've done that, I've got another question. Please go ahead.
Sure. All right. I might start off, again, there's been a lot of congratulations already, but congratulations to the HSC graduates. After 6 years of medical school, I still don't think I've worked as hard as I did in grade 12. It's a real achievement. And you've definitely climbed the mountain. The rest of it is just sort of, it's much smoother sailing, not completely smooth though. As we alluded to, there certainly are some challenges in uni. Obviously the study itself is a challenge, and it's an interesting time of life. You'll meet a lot of people, and a lot of people who will change the way you think and change the way you act and all that kind of stuff. I guess my general takeaways or things that I've learned, this is one of the most cliched phrases in existence, but blood is thicker than water. When you go through difficult times, which will be ahead, and uncertainty and stuff, it's great to have a good circle of friends, but the family will always be there for you, and you've got your parents and family who you can absolutely always depend on. My other bit of advice would be shake it up from time to time. So, as opportunities come your way, especially opportunities maybe outside of Sydney, take those up and get to see more of the world. I mean, Sydney is a big place, New South Wales is a bigger place, Australia is even bigger, and heck, the world's even bigger than that. So there's a lot of cool places that you can go to, and even better, I guess, with the new airport, which has been spoken about a lot. That's probably my general advice and takeaways.
I was just hoping to hear some of your challenges, especially around forming friendship, for example. And did you face any sort of challenges with really forming meaningful friendship at uni during the studies?
I think uni is a great place to find friends, and they'll be friends that you make for life. It's definitely a shared bond, but also your school friends are a whole nother level of bond that you'll never lose. There will be lots of interesting people that you meet, especially in a city. There's so many cool people with shared interests and stuff, and outside of the city there might be less people, but usually they're even friendlier people as well, I would say. And I guess in general, to address like that challenge, I think it's always good to remember to try and be curious, not judgmental. When you meet new people, when you go through tough experiences, when you meet someone who you don't necessarily like, just approach it with curiosity and ask, why is this situation happening, or why is this person acting the way they're acting? And often that unlocks a lot more meaningful relationships and a lot more compatibility than forming snap judgments, I would say.
Excellent. So it was a pleasant or unpleasant experience with forming friendships?
Wonderful. I had a wonderful time.
Okay. All right, that's good. That's good to know. All right, well, let's move on to now Dr. Tiba to be in future. Tiba Shididi.
Yes.
Tiba, just want to, if you can share with us some of your experience studying pre-medicine at University of Wollongong, then moving on to Melbourne, and then you're doing your postgrad.
All right, so I actually have some notes, because if you just give me a microphone and ask me to speak, we could be here all day. So in the interest of everyone else's time, I will be looking at this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I finished in 2020 high school, which is such a great year for everyone. I'm sure we all remember having a lovely time in 2020. And then it got even better in 2021 because I spent most of my degree online. Picking a degree and it's almost harder than actually finishing the HSC. There's so many options and it's sort of all thrown at you. You don't really know where to start or where to look. But I picked something, I settled with it, and alhamdulillah, everything worked out in the end. I wouldn't change it for the world. One thing I would say, university study life is very different to high school. You're doing different classes. You're doing like lectures now for the first time, so like less interactive depending on what school you went to. So don't be afraid to change it up. You might find that what worked for you in high school is not going to work anymore, and that's okay. Just try something new. If it doesn't work, try something out. Don't keep, sticking to something that isn't successful.
Yeah, as long as you make a very mindful decisions, like informed decisions.
Okay, I'll be more specific. So in high school, I did a whole lot more like note-taking, but then I'm sure you'll find when you start, a more sciencey degree, and there's just so much information at you, you really shouldn't bother taking notes, writing them down, because that will just take up so much time. So, I switched to mind maps. Now I'm like doing more group study. That's what I mean by like trying different things that may or may not have worked before.
So Tiba, I was just hoping to hear some of your experience about, living at home, balancing your study at home, and then engaging with other activities like social sports activities.
Okay, I'll turn to my notes for this.
Okay.
So, Okay, so when I was 19, I was working 2 jobs. So the first job was actually in collaboration with the University of Wollongong. So, I'm sure the high school students know, when you get like hundreds of emails about all kinds of programs that are being run by university students, and they attach a poster, and the poster's like a bunch of students who are just really, really happy. I was one of those students, and the reason we ever looked so happy is because we were getting paid really well. So I spent like 15 weeks mentoring a group of Year 12 students about life after the HSC, so kind of like I'm doing right now. And I used to get paid to do this, but now I'm doing it for free, so I really hope you're all paying attention and taking notes. The second job I had, I worked at Wollongong Hospital in the neurosciences ward, and the aim of, so more like entry-level kind of stuff, nothing too crazy, because at that time, like I said, COVID-19 pandemic was really hard on the healthcare industry, so I was just here to sort of assist the nurses and the patients with more like basic stuff so that the nurses could do their jobs more effectively. And that's when I realized I really did enjoy working with patients.
Perfect.
Yeah. And so during that time, I just enjoy talking to people. You meet some of the most interesting people you have ever met, people from all walks of life. I remember the first shift I'd ever worked, there was this woman who was Lebanese, and she was a bit confused because they couldn't speak her language, she couldn't speak theirs, and I attempted with extremely broken Arabic to just sort of relay information and just kind of comfort her and listen to her and hear her out. And you don't realize just the impact that talking to people can have on their life, and I'm sure Dr. here can attest to that. And I really do, that's just something I've always done, even in high school. Just, I see an opportunity, try something new, bit of volunteer work, and I take it, because now you have so many experiences under your belt, and you know what you like, what you don't like, what you're good at, what you're not good at. Even if you end up hating it, at least you would have learned something about yourself and about the world. There is only so much you can learn from a book. So I really do recommend students spend some time outside of the classroom, get to know the world, get to know yourself, but also like hit the books as well. Don't neglect your studies, please.
I think volunteer is really
I agree.
important
Yeah.
to get to know what life is there, what things, opportunities available for you. No, thanks very much, Driva. I really appreciate your sharing your experience. Now I would like to move to Mesa. Mesa, what can I say? We need you. We we need engineers. We're in trouble. So, graduated from UTS, one of my favorite, because my 2 boys graduated from UTS. I also done some courses at UTS. So engineering at UTS. If you like, just give us your experience, sharing some of your experiences with. Personal stories. I'm talking about you, not
Me.
others.
Okay. Yeah, look, you have 2 doctors here, so I don't know how I can top off being a doctor. But look, engineering it's a very weird study. It requires you not to be good at memorizing things. It requires you to actually put in effort to think critically about what you do. And I'll be honest with you, because I don't like saying something that's not true about working hard and doing well and pushing yourself. I didn't get to see my university campus for 2 years. I actually saw the UTS campus in my 3rd year. And I managed...
So during COVID?
Yeah, it was during COVID, so I started during COVID. 2 weeks in, I managed to make 4 friends, and I got lucky enough to have the same people come with me all the way to the 5th year, and we did well because we all worked together. And university isn't about climbing to the top. It's like going in a boxing match with Mike Tyson, and you just have to keep going every round. It's very difficult, and you will always get those moments.
Let me ask you some personal question. Did you have any challenge or challenges working on a group assignments with team members with limited command in English?
Absolutely. Welcome to university.
Your personal, what was that assignment that you had?
Personal assignment.
Project assignment.
I had an engineering project management class, which is the last core subject you do for engineering, and I got put in a group with 5 international Chinese students who did not speak English. And I asked them to, submit the assignment 4 days before, and they asked me, you still have time to, we still have a lot of time. Why are you asking 4 days before? And I said, because I read 2 lines of your sentence and I could not understand anything. That's, yes.
The reason I asked you because I've been through that myself also, and it is, you don't know whether to rate them. You're supposed to rate your, team, your students with your team, but that's you always get confused with that. Now you have been graduated. So what are your aspirations for this future? You yourself.
Well, my aspirations. I've already put my foot in the door in my 3rd year. Thanks to programs, that are available to everyone here. I went with career seekers who actually found me an internship with CIMIC, the guys who are building the Western Sydney Airport. So,
you work for that company?
Yes, I work for CIMIC, who owns CPB Contractors, UGL, the ones who are in charge of building the new airport, and I work on that project as well. And
so he's a real testimony for building the future in Australia. One of our community members really participating in the construction and development of Australia. So,
yeah, of course, and it's you get. I mean, the more you put work in, the more you see the results. And I'm currently working with them. It's my 3rd year working with them. I'm now working full time. I have a full-time position there as a sales customer success engineer, and I guess, that says enough.
I really appreciate it. I just want to wrap up, with a closing to say, look, really, you are the leaders of the future. When I look at you, I really feel very proud, and we really have this, success stories that we can share with the rest of the, Australia, that our new generation, next generation, we're so proud of. I know your family. Mesa, Mr. Murshid, really, I'm really proud. And I know, Zain's family, I'm really proud. And Tayba's family were here from all the way from Wollongong. I don't know what can I say. She is, the future, basically. Zain, Mesa. Now, we look forward to seeing you really successful in the workforce and in life. And I close it with one statement that I've learned from, the Australian of the Year is be the change you want to see in the future. You are the change. So please, big round of applause for our future leaders.